Look at these birds. I'm in here trying to find my blue list for camping. My packing list. And these little birds are stealing my insulations. This one, get out of there. That's my insulation. Get. What is that kind of bird? It's like blue. Is that a blue jay? No. It's just little. What is this? Look at it. I can reach you anywhere in this garage. Get out. Get. Oh, he lost it. He donked his head and lost it. Hello and welcome to Exploring the Holos. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends if you think they'd benefit from this information. Today I want to talk about collective consciousness. So, okay. In the past video, I talked about consciousness. And I talked about how it is created by our mind's ability to use language to visualize and create plans and reflect on memories within a mind space. So, over this past week, and I kind of delayed this video because I struggled to come up on my own with what exactly a collective consciousness is. Because consciousness is inherently a part of our personal subjectivity. How can any of it really be collective? Well, let's go back to what we know about our mind as a zeta, or a node in a network of a collective of minds. And this is a collective of minds, but actually it's not a collective consciousness. It's more of a collective unconscious, or an absolute. And I believe that, in my opinion, from what I've learned and studied, is where the minds connect and can communicate, in the unconscious. A lot of people, I don't know where you stand on like the dead coming back in your dreams and communicating with you, but you never really know if that is them or a part of your unconscious connecting with you in your sleep. The collective conscious is more, it's all about the holos. And if you're trying to connect or communicate with another mind in the holos, it has to be done through an avatar. To connect with another mind, it's much easier to do it outside of the holos, in the dreamscape of unconsciousness, or in the domain of mind, the mental domain. That's why I believe there's no real collective consciousness. It must be a collective unconscious, where it's much easier to communicate, but we don't communicate with language, so to speak, with like words. We communicate with symbols. The unconscious mind, or the subconscious, communicates by symbols and symbolism. And this collective mind, Hegel would have called it the absolute spirit. Humanity can become conscious of the absolute, but the only way, as of now, that we can communicate with it is through shared psychological archetypes. For example, something big might happen in the news and might cause a large part of humanity to feel or act the same way because of how it's perceived is similar within the collective unconscious. Then when they're interviewed about it later on by the news or whatever, and they're asked about their thoughts and feelings, it's put into a language, and then it's thus part of the collective conscious. Or another example, millions of Americans might equate a political figure with the savior or the hero archetype and make them a president or a king. My reasoning is that the unconscious is the production mind, Any signals or ideas coming from a collective must be received first unconsciously and then translated consciously into a language. This is why it's so important to work to make the unconscious conscious, by creating a direct path from the ego to the higher self. Dream work can help, and dream journaling, and something I have a hard time doing because sleep is a very tight commodity for me. The most important collective work is the unconscious creation of our collective shared dream world, known as the Holos. It's our collective unconscious, though, that creates the very world that we need for evolution to happen. Without our collective creation of this Holos, we wouldn't have avatars to learn and grow and evolve mentally. The whole point of this evolution is to mentally evolve to eventually reach the Omega point. So yes, if you're conscious of the absolute and you have all awareness, you are conscious of the collective. But my take is that the collective is actually a collective unconscious. So that brings me back to another homework assignment. Do you remember how I asked in the past video how much your hyper awareness is worth, or the knowledge you've gained from being Neogenian? If you're Adam or Eve and Satan gave you a choice to either eat the apple and be self-aware or live in paradise forever, your choice, which would you choose? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comments. I'm very curious. And it's kind of weird that I thought of that. It's almost like I unconsciously was thinking about Adam and Eve when I asked the first question about the hyper-awareness value, or how much that's worth. So next week, it's going to be something different. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll have to tune in to find out. So be safe. Take care. Ad Astra, my friends.